They smile through silent pain when they meet people, and at night they cry when no one can see them fighting battles nobody knows about. They are battles they choose to keep to themselves because they consider them as shameful secrets. This is the sad reality of women in rural Kenya who live with threatening and painful urinary tract infections and sexually transmitted diseases. Only the pain, the discomfort, and embarrassment that comes with STDs and UTIs prompt few of them to narrate their ordeals with the hope of getting help soon. Capital FM News set off on a journey to Magadi after a past interviewee got concerned that women in the area were not seeking treatment, though they had symptoms associated with STDs and UTIs. Due to the disgrace associated with the diseases of shame, as they called them, our interviewees looked for a far location under a tree and on a hill to ensure no passerby would eavesdrop. Alice is a traditional birth attendant.
When I opened their legs to help the baby out, I see there has a lot of discharge and has wounds. Then I call the doctor or nurse to tell them, she's sick down here. Women would rather die than open their mouths to say they're sick there. When you see them walking with legs apart or scratching, then you know they're sick.
Though she helps women with STDs and UTIs get help, she herself has been suffering in silence.
What kind of sickness is this when I feel very itchy down there? When I pee, when I feel very hot down there, I feel like I'm burning. I'm an old woman, I don't bleed. I know I'm sick, but I don't know what I'm suffering from. I don't know if I can be treated.
Gladys is 5 years old. She believes that what started as small wounds on her private part later affected her menstrual cycle.
I
no longer know my menstrual cycle. I can bleed for even 1.5 months and they disappear after another half a month. I have heavy bleeding and I lose a lot of blood during my cycle. The blood comes anytime. I become very weak. My body feels very tired. My blood has all shades of color. It can be sometimes black, brown, deep red, light red. It really looks very different. I get back pain. I have been through this and I am still going through it.
Pauline Gwetek and Penina Torari, both traditional birth attendants, have seen many women suffer in silence.
The devil closes their brains. They hide the disease until when they're about to die. And they're completely rotten down there, and the symptom cannot be hidden. That's when we take them to a doctor to be cleaned.
Women here don't want to talk about it, but they are suffering. They say there is a lot of dirt in that secret place, and they are also scratching down there. Others have wounds.
Whereas women in urban areas can pop into a hospital and get specialized services, women in remote places like Magadi unfortunately struggle to treat themselves and soldier on with the diseases. For Magadi, which is about 80 kilometers away from Nairobi, women trek for hours under the scorching sun to access the closest health center. The centers are manned by a general practice nurse or a doctor. But even so, they find it hard to discuss sehemu za siri. According to AMREF Health Africa, Reproductive Health and Family Planning Program Manager Dr. Shifra Kuria, many people connect diseases that affect the reproductive system to sex.
Not every infection of the private part is an STI. Obviously, the STIs are transmitted through sexual intercourse, and I think that is why there is a lot of, a lot of secrecy, stigma, associated with anything around the private part.
Though most reproductive diseases are treatable, Dr. Kuria warns that some of them, if untreated or treated late, can lead to infertility and even death.
It's like having a wound somewhere. And even without treatment, the body has its natural way of trying to deal with diseases. So through that natural process, it will produce like scars. I think in layman terms it's better to look at them as scars. And what happens is that it disfigures those tubes.
In the case of Gladys and Alice, the infection could be simply bacterial, but also be a signal to more serious illnesses like cancer or fibroids.
I have known cases of women who have had discharge, they dismiss it because they are wondering, now at my age, I know I have not been involved in a way to have an STI. If I go, what will I say? You know that the feeling of how can this be? But they end up coming when it's too late, when the cancer is advanced. And you know, generally with cancers, unless you get it very early and treat, it is just a gone case.
Listening to Dr. Kuria, one can only hope the likes of Alice, Gladys, Sampao and Torari will have a chance to get treated. In their minds, they contracted them through sex, though Alice wonders how she contracted hers since she is sexually inactive.
If you get us a doctor, I can tell you, you will not miss thousands of women coming out. I will also come out. Many women here suffering, but there is no specialists. They can tell they are sick down there.
Wakijua tu anakuja kama utiririka kama maji, kwa sababu kuna wengi.